The ignition sequence has begun it. A total of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. To the skies. There will be a liftoff. I'd want to introduce myself as the digital asset investor to everyone. To get things started, let's talk about Robert Kiyosaki, the rich dad. Oh, poor dad. In other words, do you have any inkling as to when the timing will be, when it might become apparent to Robert? That is to say, you were aware of what took place during the first week of August, right? Within the course of 48 hours or fewer than 48 hours, we experienced a crash, and then everything kind of disappeared. To put it another way, was that merely a preview of what was to come? I mean, what exactly is going to? What is going to be the cause of the system's failure? What the records are stating about this situation is, once again, absolutely correct. You are unable to see it, he says, and you are aware of this. That is the issue at hand. That being said, the bond markets are the largest marketplaces in the entire globe, and you have asked any financial counselor, oh, should I buy a box? Aid at some point in your life. They are free from danger. Additionally, the entire thing is falling apart due to the fact that it is not honest. As a result, this is the reason why it has been gold and silver for all these years. It's true that I possess gold mines, silver mines, and everything else. In what you are stating, Robert, it is possible that it will take place overnight. This is taking place. It is already too late to avoid the crash. In 2008, according to the records, we entered a period of depression. Let me reiterate that this is Mark Boyd. One definition of depression is growth that is below the prime. Therefore, neither the United States nor the rest of the globe has grown. The way that Credit Suisse went bankrupt is something that he discusses here, as you are aware. There is no one who speaks up. Credit Suisse, which is widely regarded as the safest bank in the world, has declared bankruptcy, but we are unable to see it. At this point, the situation is that it continues to crash, but we are unable to see what is happening. And this is the reason why all of these years are equivalent to gold, silver, and Bitcoin. As you are aware, I am a large silver bull, and I am the owner of Silver Bull, and I am the owner of silver mines. To begin, I want to let you know that we have a mine in. United States of America's largest and wealthiest gold mine is located in Utah. As a result, I am a staunch supporter of gold and silver, authentic money, and not counterfeit money. It's true. In addition, I believe that they developed cryptography in preparation for this occasion. Therefore, all of the central banks are going to go in there and start stockpiling gold, and in all likelihood silver as well, and then they are going to develop cryptocurrency right in the heart of this crisis. Moreover, Elizabeth Warren, who has a reputation for being unable to say anything negative about John Deaton, has appeared. She has, if you listen to, and I have actually been watching clips of Elizabeth Warren doing what she does. I was watching some of her this morning, and I noticed that she never mentions John Deaton's name in any of her performances, whether it be an interview or a speech. This is because she does not want to be in any way associated with John Deaton. She is hesitant to give him a debate. A single one of his debates has not been accepted by her. As a result, she is attempting to rile up her base by bringing attention to all of the problems she is having with her pet. To compensate for this, she is. But all of that is going to. Observe, all of this is going to. She is going to have to confront John Deaton and the other things that he is discussing at some point in the future. What she is doing, however, is advocating for things such as additional reductions in interest rates in order to give the economy a boost in the next 2 or 3 months. This will allow everyone to feel good about the situation coming up to the election. Due to this reason, she desires that. According to Lord Davis, it has been 151 days since the Bitcoin price reached its all-time high in the 2021 cycle. Bitcoin has been moving sideways for 160 days after the all-time high, until it eventually reached its all-time high. Will history repeat itself? This guy just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Since the average Bitcoin cycle begins 170 days after the halving and reaches its peak 480 days after the halving, we are currently 147 days after the halving of Bitcoin. Exactly at this moment, we are entering that stage. And when they mention Bitcoin, you should think about Bitcoin as well as the entirety of cryptocurrency. This individual is a member of the Rockefeller management team. Take note to what he has to say. The political parties are essential to the center, and it is possible that the markets will eventually compel them to do so. In the event that this occurs, however, Becky, because I posed the same query to all of my friends who are interested in this subject of discussion. Alright, now, what is going to be the reason of it popping? There have been discussions about the possibility that we will lose the reserve currency, which might lead to a rate surge that is beyond the control of the federal government. At what point is that going to take place? Which one will it be then? In the event that we reach that stage, however, that is going to be a significant challenge since it is something that nobody anticipated happening. Neither a clean nor an easy fit is going to be possible. In the event that it is not a clean or simple solution, then it will be pushed upon you. Not a problem. After that, we have this, which is Charles Hoskinson, who was present at the SALT conference that took place in Wyoming not too long ago now. Please, Charles, share some information with us today. It is going to come as a surprise to all of us in these markets what we are going to see in the next 3 to 6 months, which is going to take place in these markets. Inside the cryptocurrency markets, we are currently in a one-of-a-kind circumstance in which we have a very clear choice in American politics. There is one government that is highly supportive of cryptocurrency, and there is another administration in which, if recent reports are to be believed, Gary Gensler may be being considered for the position of Treasury Secretary. Despite the fact that some individuals believe that to be false information, the Harris administration has not refuted the claim. Therefore, if Trump is elected president, I am confident that the floodgates will open and the United States will transform into a crypto-friendly nation. There is still going to be a lot of difficulty in getting laws passed, but at the very least, the executive part of the government is going to be aggressively antagonistic to cryptocurrency. There is no way to predict what will go place if Harris is victorious. It is possible that Ro Khanna will be able to convince them to refrain from doing this, but they have become so steeped in their anti-crypto mindset that it is going to be tough. So we'll know by November, what are we looking forward to in 2025, and that has a profound outcome on the directionality of things on the institutional side. Retail's retail, though. And crypto is bigger than the United States of America, and the global trend is adoption of crypto because it solves many problems, particularly problems in a multipolar. All right, afterwards here was still another video clip. And my question is Jay Clayton, who claims to have put out, actually the one? During his time at the Securities and Exchange Commission, he issued guidelines. The speech that Bill Hinman gave and the Dow report that he published are the only criteria that I am aware of about this matter. What exactly is he debating here? Are you aware that the Securities and Exchange Commission, in its capacity as a regulator, does not actually need to wait for Congress to take action in order to establish a customized token registration and disclosure regime? If Jay had remained in his position as chair, I would like to believe that the Securities and Exchange Commission would have issued a bill that would have provided rules that are appropriate. They have really broad exempted, he must be referring to the decentralization test with lowliness, it's the only thing I'm aware of. Why did they stop talking about that? Or is what you were saying Congress should speak? A place to do it exactly would have continued moving in that direction. They have really broad expended. In the 1990s, Congress did make a statement. It's possible that they stopped talking about it because we exposed ETHGATE in such a way that permitted the SEC to have so extensive authority. In addition, they have released XRP, and they're going to come after you, Jay Clayton, who has done this a number of times before, right? A similar situation exists with alternative trading platforms and asset-backed securities. On the other hand, I recall that it was only a month ago that registered annuity-linked bonds were issued. This gives them the authority to carry out the action. And in point of fact, Gary, you acknowledged this 2 years ago, and I believe you are aware that the politics surrounding all of this kind of change. But the Securities and Exchange Commission could take action tomorrow and pass a workable customized disclosure and registration system for token issuers that would safeguard customers, as well as enabling token issuers to actually issue tokens in the United States, which, to this day, they have not been able to do so in a significant majority of cases. I don't know you'd have it is incomprehensible. That one is going to be skipped by me. It was my intention to include that in the most recent video. This struck me as being more interesting. Take a listen to this video that somebody put together using Tether. One of the most stable coins in the world is called Tether. It was recently confirmed that a significant amount of its reserves were held in commercial paper and other securities belonging to the Chinese government. On the other hand, Tether's connections to China go much further than commercial paper. In the beginning, Brock Pierce, Jonathan Yantis, and William Quigley, who are the co-founders of Tether, were previously in charge of a business that was dependent on employees located in China to mine for gold in World of Warcraft and then sell it to the company after grinding it. Then, it resold it to Western players at a higher price than before. Additionally, the chief financial officer and chief executive officer of Tiva were once partners in electronics import-export business. In addition to being listed as a shareholder in DigFinex, which is the parent company that owns a significant portion of Bitfinex and Tiva, CEO Van Devel was in charge of the Chinese business, which was known as Perpetual Action Group. Additionally, this same corporation is the owner of Huashan Electronics, which is another company that Van Devel formerly managed. Due to the fact that it is currently included on China's list of enterprises that are considered to be substantially illegal and dishonest, the CEO of Tiva is unable to operate any other businesses in China. Nevertheless, this did not prevent Bitfinex and Tiva from establishing their respective businesses in Hong Kong. Later in 2013, Renminbi was formed as a